Hello, beautiful people. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Danny Danae Show. I am Danielle Danae, aka Danny Danae, and I've got a lot to say. So let's get into it. Predators know how to pick and choose their victims. Do you know why that is? Beware of the things that you are not aware of that you do. You are your own victor. Let's talk about it. But before we talk about it, you guys, look, my hair is straight for the first time on my podcast. I've worn my hair straight before on my Danny's Dailies, but if you have only been watching my videos, this is the first time you guys have seen it straight. And look at it. Yes, this is all my real hair. I couldn't believe I was on a set today and the woman straightened my hair. I couldn't believe how long it's gotten. Usually it's about up here. But after a month of not straightening it, actually a little over a month, it grew so much. And even when you change your diet, like your hair, I've been eating healthier, I've been working out, that it really affects your hair, your skin, your nails, all that stuff. And I've been noticing that. I told you earlier in my videos, I've been growing my nails out and not using the acrylic gel on them, and they have gotten so much healthier. They're so much stronger, and I love how they look right now. I love how they feel, and same goes for my hair. Anyways, I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, let's get into the topics, guys. So first thing I said was predators know how to pick and choose their victims. Why do you think that is? When I was on this set with my makeup artist that I was just on when I was getting my hair straightened, she mentioned that she was speaking about this, and she's speaking about predators. And like, energies don't lie. And I've kind of said this in my other videos. I've said this in one other one specifically. I'm like, yo, you exude energy that you don't even know you do, and people pick up on it whether you know it or not. And they don't lie. And even though, disclaimer, no woman ever should be deserved to get raped, but predators, rapists, even when you exude a type of vulnerability, they can sense it. Like, you got to realize, like, some people will never be in that situation because predators don't feel that energy. Like, they can take advantage of them because it's how they walk, how they open their car doors, how they pay attention to all those things, whether you know it or not. And again, no woman deserves to be raped, but you got to be mindful of how you're presenting yourself to the world, how you feel about yourself, all that, how you value yourself. It shows when you step out into the world. They can sense it, and predators are very good at sensing it. So that's where that saying comes from. They know how to pick and choose their victims, because victims give off this vulnerable, and I hate to say it, weak aura. And we gotta be, as women, we gotta be confident within ourselves. Yes, bad things tend to happen to good people, but take all the precautions you need to take, and be as confident, be as self-aware as possible, when leaving your house, when going anywhere, So yeah, you don't want to be looked as an easy target in any situation. And in order for that to happen, you have to have a certain confidence about you. I know I live in downtown Los Angeles. So many, if you lived here or visited here, so many homeless people, right? So many crackheads doing crazy stuff. But I have never had a crackhead do anything crazy to me. And I always say, maybe it's just because the way I walk, I walk really fast to wherever I'm going. If you know me, like, I always look like I'm headed somewhere, because I am. I look like I'm on a mission. So yeah, and it's also because it's like, I think, I know I give off this energy like, don't try me. Because even though I won't beat you up, you will feel stupid for trying to try me. That's in the physical sense, and trying to come at me, in a psychologically or in a conversation. You'll lose every time, because I'm smart. I'm confident, and I know what the hell I'm talking about. Most of the time, not all the time, most of the time. It's so funny on these audio apps. It's so crazy because people will try me on the app and say certain things because they know like I can't see them in person. I'm not gonna fly to wherever they're at to meet them. But if they were to see me in person, they would not try me at all, and they would be somebody I'd look just past because I know I exude a don't F with me energy. Like it's so funny. Like I say this all the time, like social media and just the media in general has given people the leeway to just say whatever they want, do whatever they want, things they should be punched in the face for or beat up just in general for. And that's so true, and they know it, and they know to never say those things in person or do those particular things in person because they will get beat up. But anyways, back to my point. Yeah, you gotta beware of the type of energy you put out. You just have to. And to do that, you have to self-evaluate yourself. But like I said in other videos also, you have to get somebody else's perspective, a non-biased perspective, and ask them truly, what do they think about you when they meet you? Do they feel like, you're insecure? Do they feel like you're secure? Do they feel like you're confident? Do they feel like you're kind of shy? You got to ask those type of questions in order to, really get a realistic evaluation of yourself. Just pay attention to people's mannerisms. Like, if I'll see when I'm walking in a straight line, people will naturally, like if I'm walking directly across the street and people see me, they will move out of my way. If they're walking right in the line that I'm going, they will step out of my way because it's just like, no. Like if you were to bump into me, I'd be like, yo, I'd make you feel stupid. Like I said, I'm not over here beating people up, physically at least, but it's just understanding, I give to other people subconsciously. So you gotta have that when you don't want to be F with. Now, if you want to be a victim, by all means, continue being insecure and giving out that victim energy. But if you want to protect yourself at all costs, be mindful of these things, study yourself, and that's really all I have to say about that. So there's that. Second thing, be aware of the things that you're not aware of that you do. There's so many habits that people do. Like I noticed, I even said this on my Instagram story. I was like, I say yo a lot. That's something I got picked up in Virginia. And I didn't even know, I didn't realize I said that all the time. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's just not, it's not professional, so to speak, to say yo every time I'm saying a sentence. My ex had to point it out to me. He was like, Danielle, you say yo a lot. You got to stop saying that. And you know what I'm saying? And like literally, I say that a lot in my videos, looking back at them. And like I said, even though these aren't bad per se, like bad in the everyday world, but if I wanted to be a public speaker, or, if I, wanted to, record myself in an audio recording and sending it out to a potential client who wanted me to do a voiceover, those things are they're not cute, and they take away from the things that you're actually saying. I think professional public speakers call those words like literally and they call them fill-in words, that people usually use to try to fill in because they're trying to think of their next thought, or they don't know what to say. So yeah, you got to be mindful of those things. So, bad speaking habits, bad daily habits, whether it's like biting your nails or maybe drinking, eating stuff when you're just sitting watching TV or just sitting on your job. You got to be really mindful of those things because, you are what you put in your body. And like I said, when you keep doing it over and over again, it becomes second nature. And some of these things you don't want to be second nature, and then you pass it on to these bad habits to your loved ones, to your small kids. So you gotta become aware of the things you're not aware about. You gotta be so aware about things, guys. We're living in times where so many people are so not self-aware, and it's showing, and it's really hurting us as a society, because there's things we should just know about ourselves. that our great grandparents, pardon me, knew about themselves, that made them such great people, such admirable people. And the less we know about ourselves, the less we can understand about others. And we're meant to understand one another in a certain extent, not completely, but understand enough to where we can respect one another and honor one another's choices, decisions, opinions. So yeah, we got to get back to, knowing ourselves and realizing what is a bad habit for us may not be a bad habit for someone else, but for us, we got to pinpoint those things, because it all comes down to what kind of person you want to be, how you want to be looked at in professional spaces, how you want to be looked at by your family, all these things. So yeah, so bad habits, weird body language, even if you're, maybe like, it's so funny. Like I'll when I'm out in spaces and in the nighttime during my nightlife, sometimes I will look at someone and smile, and someone will think like I'm thinking I'm doing like a smize, but they think I'm like checking them out. And I gotta be aware, like, my eyes they can be very seductive, especially at nighttime when I'm wearing dark eyeshadows, sexy smoky eye. I have cat eyes. They go like this, or almond shaped eyes, but they look like cat eyes when I put the right makeup on. They can be very seductive. So I have to be mindful of how I look at people that I'm not like sexually attracted to, because it gives the wrong impression. Like stuff like that. You just gotta know how, if you're talking to a guy and you're excessively touching him on his shoulder or his leg or whatever, if y'all sitting down at a bar, you gotta be mindful of where you put your hands. I really suggest to women not to touch a man at all first meeting him, because it's just, you don't want, there be an excuse on him touching you back and then it'd be like a whole thing. So yeah, if you don't want it happening to you, or you don't know if you do, you shouldn't do it to a guy. So yeah, you got to be really mindful of, where you're placing your hands, how you're speaking to someone, how you're looking at someone. It all is a big deal, especially in dating, especially in getting someone, just interacting with someone in general. So yeah. You got to be aware of those things. And lastly, like hanging around bad influences. I know a lot of people feel like they owe their family time, and, since they raised you, it's like they have to be around you 24/7. They don't. I've said this in my other videos. It's like sometimes the family you build is more important than the family you come from, and you have to establish those boundaries with your family if they are toxic, what you deem is toxic for you and the family you're creating. So, and the family you want to create, so don't exile them completely, but I'm saying, don't hang around them excessively, unnecessarily. So yeah, you got to be aware of who's actually a bad influence, and, make sure you're not just giving grace because you've known somebody for a long time, or other people think you should be around them, you got to be able to pinpoint those toxic behaviors in others, because you don't want them thrusted onto you or your loved ones. So yeah, like I said, the company you keep is the company you keep says a lot about you. So you want the best company around you. You do at all times, right? So beware. There's a lot of things that, there's a lot of great people out there. They just don't realize, they're doing something bad because they're so used to doing it and no one's saying anything. Or, they just feel like it's become a part of their identity. Let me say this, you're always allowed to change. You're always allowed to grow. You don't have to be the same person you were 10 years ago. Where's the fun in that? We don't live that long. Why would you want to be the same person you were 10 years ago? You don't. You want to get better every single year, every single chance you get, because life is short, and you want to experience the best. You should want to experience the best of life that you can, and a part of that is being the best version of you. So So be mindful, study yourself again, okay? You are your own victor. Last point. I say this all the time, is the victim mentality kills our societies, kills especially the Black community. And no one is coming to save you. The government's not coming to save you for 100%. Your parents, your whoever, your superiors, they are not coming to save you. Okay, you have to be able to save yourself. God will help you, but ultimately the decision is up to you. You have to unlearn bad behavior. You have to want it bad enough. You have to want to be better bad enough to actually have it happen. I've said this before in my videos as well. You don't want what you really want. If you did, you'd already have it. It's so true. It's so true. I don't care what it is. Especially if it's something that you can change, if you haven't changed it yet, it's all your fault, because it's you. It's you. Okay? Unlearning bad habits, again, all up to you. Living in your true defined purpose is up to you. And you may think your purpose is one thing, but it might not be. I remember I thought moving out to Los Angeles, my sole purpose was to become this super successful supermodel that was internationally known and just kill it in the modeling world, where maybe that's not my purpose. Now I'm like, maybe my purpose is speaking out to people about things I truly believe in and opening people's eyes to what, things I've experienced and I've opened my eyes to over the years. Being a role model. I remember when I first started modeling, that was my slogan. I was like, I didn't want to just be a model. I wanted to be a role model. I didn't want to be just a great model. I wanted to be a great role model. And I'm realizing that, maybe the great role model is coming first. Maybe, modeling is just supposed to be a hobby. It's something I'm good at, but it's not necessarily what I'm supposed to be doing long term, or, for God's greater good, for my greater good. So, but then again, but also remember, God doesn't give you passions. Like, I really enjoy modeling. I really do. God doesn't give you passions in order for you to just, throw in the towel and do something else. But like I said, it just may not be your main thing. You're meant to do it, but you're meant to be a part of something so much greater too. So think about that. Be victorious in whatever it is you think you need to do. Shifting isn't always, leaving something completely behind. It's just going to a new path, going down a different route that you didn't think you'd have to go on. But life is full of different roads, but it's all about your choices. It's all about your choices. And pretty much, I remember seeing this post. It was like, we choose different roads to go down different paths of life, but ultimately they lead to the same place. And when you have a good heart and good soul and have a destination that makes sense for you, it doesn't matter if you go over here. It doesn't matter if you go over here. God, you're gonna meet God at the end. You're gonna meet divine happiness at the end, because you did what you were supposed to do. You have to make the choice to do the right thing, though, every day. You gotta choose to be intentional. Choose to be better. That's what makes you victorious at the end, guys. It does. You choosing to be your best in a world that makes it so easy to be your worst. That's the true victor, not someone who complains all the time about things not going the way that they think it should, complaining about not having the right family, not having the right amount of money. No. You can do it. I have faith in you. God has faith in you. and you will succeed. You will succeed. It's all about your mind. If you believe you can, you will. Mind's so powerful, man. It's so crazy that I'll have thoughts about things and they come to pass. I'll be thinking about things when I go to sleep, dreaming about them, and then they'll happen the next day. People really believe, if people really understood how powerful their minds are, they wouldn't just think anything. They wouldn't just be wasting, or I don't say wasting, but wasting time, not feeding it as much as it can, feeding as much information as you can to it, because it's like, yo, when you know so much, you become unstoppable, so choose to know, choose to accept, choose to acknowledge that you have the power. You are your own victor in your story. You are your own what's the story? You're your own Prince Charming to your Cinderella story. You are your own savior. You are your own David in the David and Goliath story. Okay, that's my last one. Yeah, I had to do one for the guys. The Cinderella one was for the girls. But yeah, you just have to be willing to fight and willing to take accountability. All things I've said before. All things you guys know. Okay? So again, predators know how to choose their victims. Y'all know why that is. It's just a certain energy, a certain aura, behaviors that they exude. So be mindful. Don't exude victim, and don't put out victim energy out in the world. Okay? Beware of the things you're not aware of. Like I said, there's so many things we do that we don't realize we're doing. We need to realize them sooner than later, or it can hurt us, and you are your own victor. You have the power to be victorious. You and only you. Okay? All right. You guys, it's Friday. Live it up. Yeah, the weekends aren't that exciting for me because every day is like a weekend with the job I have, or every day is like a work week. It just depends on my schedule. But actually, I'm chilling this weekend. For now, I get stuff last minute too. But right now, it is a cool little weekend for me. But yeah, so I'm gonna go out, probably enjoy myself, have a little good time outside. Guys, people that know me knows I don't like going outside anymore. I used to, but I'm like an old lady now. I just want to cuddle up in my bed and watch Law & Order SVU episodes. But no, have fun. Stay, love on your families, love on your friends, and yeah. Please like and subscribe to this video if you haven't already. Subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Always comment, because I value you guys' inputs. And yeah, I will see you guys on Monday, okay? All right. Bye, you guys. I love you.